What's happening, people? This is Nocturnal Thoughts, doing shit nocturnally. What's happening? Salute to the real, death to the fake. Real quick, I had to talk to y'all about something that came across my mind. Errol Spence and Sean Porter sat down, and they brought up the Mikey Garcia fight. And, they made a big deal. People make a big deal that Mikey Garcia didn't get knocked out in that fight. Didn't get knocked down, didn't get knocked out. And it's a simple explanation that Errol Spence keeps repeating, that, up until the fight, everybody was discrediting his boxing ring IQ, his boxing IQ, and basically accusing him of only being a brute, only being one-dimensional, and using his physical strength to defeat his opponents, that he pretty much didn't have the technical and tactical abilities to overthrow Mikey Garcia's superior IQ in the ring. So his mission was basically to display his skills, and it was to the effect of where it took him 12 rounds of completely dominating Mikey Garcia just to show people that I have absolute control and absolute power over what happens in the ring. A lot of people just don't understand that. Maybe a lot of people never been in a position of that kind of power or that kind of domination, where you have the ability to show mercy, you have the ability to carry somebody, you have the ability to, I dare to say, toy. But him saying to Sean Porter that he's not even trying to hurt Mikey Garcia, that alone should make you understand the ability. If he could do that to somebody without even trying to hurt them, imagine what he would do if he was trying to put him away, if he was trying to knock him out. See, if you watch that fight and you really pay attention, it's obvious. You can see there was no point in time in that fight that Errol Spence was 100% putting his foot on the gas pedal. He punished him. You know what I'm saying? He punished him and he embarrassed him, but he just simply outboxed him. But none of his punches were 100%. All of his punches were half, if that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can look at that fight, just watch it round for round. There's only a few rounds later in the fight where you can see Errol Spence would turn it up just a little bit to break Mikey Garcia down. Whenever Mikey Garcia seemed like he was trying to build up his confidence just a little bit, you would see Errol Spence would just put his foot down on the pedal just a little bit, just to break him back down, and then he would ease right back off of the gas pedal. There was no point in time where you seen Errol Spence go for a knockout. So then when they say, Sean Porter says, well, you came to my show and you said after the fact you were disappointed that you didn't knock him out. It's like, what he's saying is, yeah, I did everything according to the game plan. But after I go back and critique myself and watch the fight where I see I had him hurt so many times and I could have put him away, it's just the dog in me to say, man, I wish I would have went ahead and just knocked him out. That shows his discipline. That shows his inhibition. And if you don't know what inhibition is the ability of inner self-control. It's what keeps you from going on a warpath on your daily goings about. When you walk out the house, everybody that slights you, everybody that looks at you the wrong way, cuts you off in traffic, anybody that does anything that makes you want to snap, It's inhibition that keeps you under control. And that was him showing his inhibition. Inhibition can be a good thing and a bad thing, or you can look at it from a negative perspective or a positive perspective, because sometimes you want to just snap and hurt somebody. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel the way you're supposed to feel when somebody slights you, when somebody irritates you. You feel so much better if you go over there and grab that person up by the neck. But you can't just do that in society. So your inhibition keeps you from doing what is really the right thing, but because of the laws, it's the wrong thing. So because of the law in the fight, because he was given a game plan, and he had his own strategy where he wanted to prove to all the naysayers that he couldn't match Mikey Garcia, as far as IQ wise. You insulted the man's intelligence and called him just a brute. So he showed you his intelligence, and it took restraint for him to hold back the side of him that is a brute from brutally beating the shit out of Mikey Garcia. So he had to rely on his more of his mentality to stay cool, calm, and collected, and never show all Mikey Garcia was a bait fight. He was a bait fight. People who don't understand, who want to say, oh, he's just supposed to knock him out. Mikey Garcia coming up 2 weight classes. Errol Spence is a weight bully. He's knocking everybody else out. He's supposed to knock out Mikey Garcia. I'm not impressed. Nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence because he was just bulldozing everybody. He was knocking everybody out, and everybody else that wasn't getting knocked out was ducking him. And I don't use that word lightly. But they were afraid to fight Errol Spence. He had to have a bait. He had to have a lure. You ever see the angler fish? They call it angler fish. You ever see that angler fish that lives deep in the ocean where it's so dark? It uses this little growth from the top of his head that has a little light on it. And the light mesmerizes other fish. And the fish, they come to the light. Once they come to the light, this anglerfish opens up this razor teeth, this mouthful of razor sharp teeth, opens it up and devours the fish. Mikey Garcia was the little light. He had to use Mikey to bait in Sean Porter. He had to use Mikey to try to bait in Manny Pacquiao. But Manny Pacquiao was wise enough to see that Errol Spence has too many levels and too many wrinkles, and he's too young and too everything for Manny Pacquiao to take that risk. So when he says that he wasn't even trying, he said he wasn't even trying to hurt Mikey Garcia. You guys should see that as a warning. It should raise your awareness of what this man is capable of, even when he's not trying to hurt you. It's like, you ever been around a bull mastiff or a big ass dog, full grown dog, and it can just brush past you and push you over? It's not even trying to. It's just because it's built that way. You go play. You ever see these guys that raise lion cubs into full-grown lions and they wrestle around with them? It's like a lion. It just knock them down, but it's not even trying to hurt them. It's just showing you that the power that it has versus the power that it's displaying is, you can't even grasp the amount of power that is being held back in order not to fuck you up. Hey man, salute to the real, death to the fake. This is Nocturnal Thoughts. Holla back.
After the fight, Mikey Garcia was gonna beat me. They said it all throughout the whole presser until the lead up to the fight. And I made sure that I was gonna show my skill set and my talent and my abilities, not only physically, but mentally, and just going my whole skill set. And I've been said that. And he know I've been said that.
What'd you learn from his victory over Mike?
You came on my show, Inside PBC Boxing, sat
It's
next
not
to
your
me,
show.
and I said, were you mad that you didn't knock him out? You said, yeah, I was a little mad. I said, oh, I'm surprised. I would have thought the opposite. I didn't think you would be mad. You said, well, yeah, I wanted to knock him out. Now you saying you didn't even want to hurt the man.
So did I say through the whole thing I was gonna knock him out? Through the whole lead up to the fight, did I say I was gonna knock him out? Now I've been saying I'm gonna knock you out.
But what's the point?
To lead up, I said I'm gonna knock you
Because
out.
that's what you're supposed to say. That's how you're supposed to feel.
It's not how I'm supposed to feel. But I am gonna knock you out though.
That's not how you're supposed to
I am
feel.
gonna knock you out though.
You sure?
I promise you that though.
That's not how you're supposed to
I am
feel.
gonna knock you out though.
You sure?
I promise you that